Perfect. Not at all. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me now. I cannot see any comments. So if you send them, I will gladly put them at the end of the show. As a matter of fact, if you have any of our numbers and you want to text us, that'll be great because the
I
phone.
was texting at the beginning. That's why I wasn't focused.
She has an excuse for everything. There's nothing we can do about that. So throughout the show, we're going to be talking about high value earners and that are women, of course, and if it's a blessing or a curse. And then throughout, we'll be discussing some of the comments that you got or questions.
Yes.
As well as various trivia questions because we're going to be drinking. So to break up the serious conversation, and actually it's really not going to be a serious conversation because it's some bullshit. However, if we get a little too serious, of course we're going to break it up with some nice questions. Hopefully Elisa's not going to sit perfect the whole time. As she drinks, she'll lean back.
I am.
We'll get together. So I'll start with one of the questions. I like the question about, so the question is about, that was sent to Kasha, is about what exactly is a high value earner. So I like the question that somebody sent in for that. But then I also like the question that nobody has really asked. What do you need to bring to the table for a high value earner that's a woman? I've never heard that question before. And it's actually a good question.
So which one would you prefer?
Let's do I'm not doing anything with him.
No cat, no sand.
Oh, I like that one. So the question is, what's the difference between a high value woman and a low value woman? So I guess everybody's playing dumb now. Okay. So what's your definition?
Hold on. Think better.
Oh, we should have took a shot.
I'll go.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Value is personal, for one. So what one man may say is value to him and a woman may differ from the next. Across the board, I think naturally everybody goes to finances. It isn't even about finances, 100%. It's about stability, in my opinion.
That part.
Are you able to take care of yourself? More importantly, whatever you are stating you ask of a man, can you match it? That's the foundation, in my opinion.
Cheers.
I feel a lot of times people get caught up on what somebody else has to give them, do for them, bring to them. But I feel if you are not all of those things yourself, your request should be denied. Now, that's just me. I can't ask more of you than I am being myself. And as you know, we take pride in having our own. That's important to me. But I also am not an asker. I do it myself.
I'm a bringer.
And if you bless me,
I will just bless you.
Bless me.
Amen. Amen.
But really a girl with her head on her shoulders, goals, driven, focused, especially at our age. Shit. Gotta have your own. Everybody ain't everywhere. However, you gotta be somewhere. Damn.
With a destination in mind. Shit.
That's
So, high value women. I hate the term.
The first part.
I don't like labels. I think everyone is as good as their options. Whatever you are attracting, that's probably your level, boo. But if I was to put in a definition, for women, it isn't about finances. Women say we want traditional men. If we go back to tradition, the way that men hunt and seek women is by looks, sex appeals and looks.
Visual.
Money doesn't matter. And if you're a high value one, most of them that make money, y'all don't want to pay bills. So what you make really don't fucking matter. Why would he care about how much you make? Because you ain't trying to contribute.
That part.
So let's just knock that out the board. But what I feel that makes me valuable is my character, my heart. I'm thoughtful, I'm considerate. I am a team player. If we're in a relationship and I love you like I love myself. I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you to overwork yourself. I want my man to enjoy life and enjoy time just as much as I do. I don't have that slave provides me mentality when we get old and he can't even go anywhere because his body is broken down. That doesn't look good to me. I saw my dad do it. I saw my papa do it. No. Low value. I would just say a woman that does not want to contribute, a woman that feels that she should just be. Yeah, because she is a woman that has a vagina. Everybody has one. And only new pussy matters. Ooh. But in the end of the day, what are you willing to do for what you love? Right. What are you willing to do for the person that you want? And everybody has a list. Do I meet your requirements? Mm-hmm. I can think I'm bad as fuck, but I'm not gonna meet your requirements. Yeah. You gotta be okay with rejection. So when it comes down to it, high value, I think they apply to women because high value means money. Yeah. They don't want our money, unless you just with a deadbeat, but they don't want our money. They want us to be loving, considerate, compassionate, cooperative, and so that's what it boils down to. Peaceful. Right. Peaceful. But what is peace? So that's your definition. You know? When you ask what's peace though, that's I can be peaceful, but if you act up, go with the shit. But that's different. That's a reaction. But they don't see it that way. So that's the problem. So my definition of a high value woman, and if you notice the title, it doesn't say earner. Mm-hmm. It says high value woman. Mm-hmm. Because to these ladies' point and to everything that we embody and who we are, we've never desired things. Right. Let's just make it clear. We really haven't. And that's one of the things I'm most proud of about the women that I asked to be here, the women that are around me, and the woman that I am. What is most valuable to me is what I can bring to and do for my family. Right. Does that include money? Obviously it does. But how I get the money is most important. What I do with the money is most important. A truly high value woman, to me, we talk about being Mother Earth. So it doesn't just even include your four walls. It includes what you put out into the universe, right? That really, really matters. What can you be for other people? Because we're supposed to be Mother Earth. That is what a high value woman to me is. In the state that we are now, of course, that's just not enough. Do men care about what you make? I do think they care about what you make, because I was just telling Kasha in the house, our particular generation, like the generation before us, they work so hard so that we can get a little bit further. And now we're at that point. So to Kasha's point, I don't want my husband working himself to death until he dies and then he can't enjoy it. I want to bring something to the table too. So if he wants to take a day off, if he's sick, you know, I can contribute too. I want to surprise him. I want to be that woman too, but not so much so that I don't know that I am the woman. I am submissive. I want him to be the head of the household. Thus I have to treat him like the head of the household. So to me, that's a high value. A low value woman is an Instagram. Entitlement. I cannot stand entitlement. Just be like, we have been taught, if you got family from the country or any place like that, you've heard before, pussy don't have no face. Mm-hmm. So what makes you think that yours is golden? Right. If that was the case, then all of these people out here doing all of this shit, they wouldn't be single. They would all have a high value man, right? I think a lot of these girls have got caught up on the I deserve. And when that started, and again, you can personally feel you have a baseline. Yeah, right? A baseline. You'll take PM word. Okay. However, when you're always leading with I deserve this because I look like this, or I deserve this because I have that. What does any of that have to do with your character? Not a damn. What does any of that have to do, to your point, with your moral compass? If I'm only focusing on the I so that I can create this facade of a relationship, because we all know it's microwave. They last 2 seconds. Take cute pictures, post up. But if I'm only focusing on that, how do I think that I'm going to receive what I say I deserve, that part, from a man? And I'm quite honestly sick of it because I don't relate to those women. I do have expectations. Yes. Mm-hmm. I do have a baseline. I do feel I deserve certain things in a man. However, to that point, what I'm willing to give is going to match what I expect. Mm-hmm. And let's just be clear, when we say what I give is what I expect,
I personally have dated people that don't make what I make, and I've been on the other end of that as well. And we don't mean if I make this, you have to make this.
Right.
If I take you on a trip, you got to take me on a trip.
No,
if I buy this, you got to buy that.
Right.
I want your energy and your all to match what I bring to the table. That's what I want. I want you to actually match my heart. That's what I want. Match my heart, match my intent, and match my what I'm actually putting forth. Because you can have all of those things and then not put forth the effort.
But I don't think people are looking for heart anymore. It's almost like they
Why
say
do you say love then? Why is everybody, oh, I'm in love?
It's a popcorn society. It's a microwave society.
How you know all these kings and queens then?
That shit is fake as fuck. And I'm so sick
That's
of
why I don't
everybody
use the
being called
word.
a king and queen because everybody is not.
No,
I think
I am, however.
I think most of us are jaded.
Love how? What does love
Most
mean?
of us are guarded.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it is. So we are looking for
You're
love,
not projecting that on every single person that then comes into your life or that you cross paths with because they can't fix what the last man did, right?
Of course, but that's just human nature. I think we have to just accept reality for what it is. There are some people who respect and don't deserve. There are some people who have expectations and they want to earn it. I'm all about earning. Rent is due every day. Bills are due every day. And if I want your attention, your affection, your finances, I can't just make up some shit in my head about what this nigga wants. True. Talk to him. Babe, what turns you on? What would you like? How can I please you? How can I make life comfortable in the household?
But that's the kind of woman you are. Like she said, the Instagram has ain't asking, how can I
How many people really do?
Well, the Instagram
That's a good question.
They're just visual.
Do you ask?
And men are very simple.
Even
I want to know how to
even
fix it.
throughout. Well, even throughout, like if you notice that, okay, like if you do something that's their favorite and you do it a lot, and then you notice you don't get the same reaction, do you be like, is this something new you like? I do too, because I want to know.
I like
we change every day.
I like to check in.
Yeah. People grow and change and evolve. And so we all need to communicate and renegotiate.
I like to. You want to try something new? Right.
Absolutely. Like steak and potatoes for the first
But that's the key thing.
You might want to be vegan.
That part.
Communication.
Right. Stop getting in your fucking feelings like, oh, when did you start liking that? Or why you didn't tell me? Why don't you just sit down and say, hey, I noticed this? Or bring something different to the I don't get it. Why is it everything rejection, negative, hating?
But girls are bad at rejection.
Yeah.
Women, why are not? I think from I'm just gonna say junior high
kindergarten.
Boys naturally start receiving that right away, right?
Yeah.
He chasing you, right? And your little love note. Like, I like him. I like his friend. Yeah. Or whatever it is. For girls, we're used to being pursued. So that moment when we flip it around and they're like, oh, I'm gonna chase him, and he's like, no, you're like, oh, what you mean no? You better be gay. It's like that. And I just think it's because we're not used to it. We're used to being pursued. So that time when it does happen, you can sit there like, this nigga just said you don't like me.
I have that guy that I'm not interested in tell me some shit about myself in my DMs.
You
too short, or you too like I don't even know. You know my radar.
Yeah.
However, I believe in like you. And women, we pursue men, but just in a subtle way. Through open invitation. We see them before they
now that I'm older, I'm not as afraid to approach.
Yeah,
and when I was younger, girl, I was like,
whatever.
Older? What's that? I mean,
yeah, that's
you don't like me, all right. Like I don't care. Okay, cool, I'm going. Take my ass out. Take my ass out.
Come on over to mine. I love it.
No, I just think that comes with maturity and age. At some point, you just start caring. Like,
yeah, but women are over rejection, but some guys are crazy. Now, I can't say at the gas station. I have some situations where they want to get violent. Like,
yes, you bitch. I'm like,
why
I'm not right now. I'm knocking out. Right. Y'all say women are loyal on Facebook. And I'm going to demonstrate that. Now you want to say.
I'm like, no, thank you. I'm married. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, that's why you fat anyway.
The insult. You don't have to.
Go ahead and pump the gas. Go ahead and pump the gas.
I don't understand.
Go on an extra 20.
That's the stupid.
I'm not paying somebody not to kill me because I said no.
But I think dating and relationship is not as traditional as it should be.
No,
women are no more courting. Some women are proposing and shit. But that comes
Could
with.
you ever propose?
Huh?
Okay.
No.
Could you ever look well? She has a hard.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard stop. Anyway, that's one of the things a girl gets.
Moment. And
Actually, that's a American tradition. It's not the Shumpation.
but I want it. Hello.
Oh, you want that? You don't want the
Yeah.
privilege.
No, I want it all. First of all, y'all already know me. I'm Miss Relationship
The
Girl.
girl is supposed to have the fairy tale.
Well, I look at it
I
like
tell
this.
it for the bird.
I'm not
But I can do
mad.
other stuff.
I'm not mad at the people who do it. If that's your thing, and if you're literally satisfied,
wait,
propose. Like as a woman, if you're satisfied with whatever comes out of that, that's all that matters. But me, I want some thought. I want some attention to detail put into that. And it ain't about what's displayed. What that then shows me is your expression of love for me. Absolutely.
I think everything is just overkill. Even the baby showers now.
Girl,
Oh my God.
the baby showers, gender reveals,
Yeah, the
past
gender reveal
birthdays.
thing.
What else? It's like anything to celebrate.
So I'm just saying, even the
Because it's replacing wedding.
when I was proposed to when I was like 20, it was so low key.
Right,
He and I
right.
told his family, my family. Nobody was there, but it was very simple.
Because they got
Right.
everything on
Intimate.
social media.
But we didn't even hold candles and set the room on fire and shit and fucking
Set the
dove
room on fire.
You know what I'm saying? It is extreme.
Now,
And I think it takes away from it. Like,
that's it.
Because that's what matters.
I'm very, very low key.
That's
when it
what
comes
you
to that.
remember at the end of the day. Who matters?
That's it.
But no, I would not ever
Yeah, no.
ask a guy to marry me. I like masculine men that lead.
Right.
And if you don't ask, you don't want it. And I don't want
That's
it.
how I feel.
Yeah.
So it's too questionable right now with men, and they'll say something. How many women have dated men and you dating? Hell, y'all done moved in together, and then he'll say something. I never asked us to be together.
Wait, move in?
I get her point. She's saying there's a lot of women in a lot of situations. Oh, pause.
I don't believe in living together unless we're married.
And this
Or the partner
like, you don't want to live with nobody because you've been married.
I think living with each other is like marriage. That's playing house.
Yes.
I ain't gonna do that. They get too comfortable.
Honestly, I'll say this. I used to be against it because I was always taught, wait, y'all ain't wait for my shot. Wait, is it tequila?
You want to get deep in thoughts and shit. When I
You
read
ready?
back,
Oh, you ready? I gotta rub my
yeah,
hands.
okay.
I'm not looking back over my life. Let's take this damn shot. Okay, cheers.
You take yours. I'll take another if you want.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be laid out on the
Don't
table.
blame it on us.
That part.
I'll take another if you
But
want.
no, I used to be opposed to it.
Okay.
And I was always taught, you don't shack up.
Right.
With men, why buy the cow? We can get the milk for free. I don't know if I've just gotten to the phase in my life where, because of all of the things I've been through in relationships, I'm like, let me try this shit out. No, let me try this shit out.
She tested the shit.
Because
I don't blame
what I thought I knew before
Hello.
very much proved to be different.
That part.
And had I married those individuals, had I married those
Been
individuals,
on first 48.
it would have been a lot of bail money. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously.
Yeah, I've been on first 48 without living together.
I feel like as long as you're this heifer, she mean it. She mean it, y'all.
I mean it.
She had me dying. I had to take her off speakerphone one day. Mark came home. I was like, I don't think I would do this shit.
No, I feel like the moment you start to question the direction of your relationship, and if there is progress being made, then yes, it's time to reevaluate.
Yes.
But whether I live with you or not, for me, isn't so much an issue. But I'm not going to live with you if I didn't think this was going somewhere. I've never lived with anybody before until now.
All right.
In my 40 plus years of life. The last one, I shut that down. Never mind. You stay over there.
That went from cabinet to
I'm
cabinet.
She know. I'm like, never mind.
Thought about it, yeah.
Thought about
I
it.
was like, okay, so now we're going to
I was married by 13 years, and I lived with not the only guy that I lived with. I feel that married is sacred. I'm old when it comes to that. I don't believe in sex. If I'm gonna, and I don't require someone I'm in a relationship with to contribute to my bills. So you can stay in your own place, I can stay in my own place. Everything else, as far as dating or whatever you want to give, great.
Yeah.
Once we move in together, I'm your wife. I'm your responsibility, and you're mine. And we're gonna start talking about finances. We're gonna start sharing
I
bills.
wonder if other people.
I'm
think
not.
that way, though.
I don't care what they think, but to me, no, I don't want to live together unless I am your wife and you're my husband. Then we have another negotiation. But until then,
That's fair.
you take care of yourself, I take care of myself, and if we need to help each other, whatever you
It's
have to do.
easier that way, but you can have problems later.
Huh?
It creates other things later.
I'm not gonna play house. If either I'm your wife or I'm not.
I'd have never lived with
That's it. And
but I get it.
Plus, yeah, I believe in marry before you care. Like, there's certain things I just don't fold on. But in this day and age, everyone moved in so quickly. Everyone want to save on bills. That's not love.
Right.
That was not my intention.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah, but yes.
I hear that for some people, you know.
Period.
How we might
Relationships have become business.
It's a business transaction.
You need a whole lot of business. It is.
No.
Marriage.
I mean, why most people are starting to move in together today
is business.
You're helping me.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
You're immediately thinking what you can say,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Help me at night.
Girl, bye.
Once I start snoring, you can go home.
You're still giving up that thing.
That's my
But I'm in a
relationship.
relationship.
I agree.
But I'm okay. No, but one thing is, I'm okay because I'm that thing is committed relationship. When it comes to living, like I said, that's just a whole other thing. I'm not gonna play house. I'm not. Then you start. That's when you start. When you gonna marry me? When you gonna pay?
See that
everybody.
Okay, maybe I'm older because I'm older. No. What I'm saying is, I know what my quote unquote internal timeline clock expectation is.
Okay.
So to your point, I get it because all women think of it. You don't gotta look at you to think when you're gonna marry me. If I'm invested in you, if I'm committed to you. So at this point in life for me, them conversations happen. Expectation is set early on.
So do you have a
I'm very
time frame?
vocal.
Once you move in with somebody, you're not still at the marriage.
I feel like
I think every woman has an internal one.
Yes and no. True. Yeah, every woman has a time frame, but yes and no in the sense of if our relationship isn't where I think it should be, I'm not going to marry you simply because we've lived together for 3 years.
That part.
And I think a lot of people mess up because they're like, well, it's been 3 years, it's been 2 years, it's been 4 years. That don't mean I'm ready to be married.
Even if it's progressing and doing well, it doesn't always have to be bad. It could be that things are going great.
Absolutely.
Why would you then be like, you need to do this by that date? You're living great and happy. You're doing that for external people. That's stupid.
Decision outside of bringing a child into this world.
That part.
That you are going
it's supposed to be
people don't
forever.
understand how serious marriage is until it's
because they just I'll just get it
until you're in it.
I'll just move
and
back
that
home.
is not my
I don't want
to break another guy, so I'm very careful and serious.
I could have enough before I got married. I could have my phone when I got married. What
once you say I do, it's different.
Period.
I was in a almost 9-year relationship. I didn't push marriage. I didn't push
marriage.
Love the whole thing, but marriage just takes you to that next level.
It does.
It's too much to get out of
there.
Great benefits.
Say you don't do it just because it's been amount.
No, fool.
Shut up.
Finally, when you say, "Oh my God," you have to be like, "God, don't strike me down."
I got asthma, y'all.
I'm done.
No,
I want to take 40% off. That's what Kevin Samuel said. 40 club.
I'm not.
I need inhalers.
No. Now that we've gotten older, I will say the things that I look at, I do not look at the same.
Me either.
And I guess you would say maybe I'm a little more lenient, and when I say lenient, it isn't because I just accept anything. What I mean is all those you got to do it like this, be this way. That shit
you don't live
for the first. I tried that way.
Right. I tried it the right.
I tried this way. Didn't work.
I married Pelican.
Let's just be clear. High value woman, low value woman. It's no right way. Let's just be clear. You literally have to follow your relationship and pay attention to your partner. If you're more connected with what you should have did by this age, what other people is doing, what you wanted to do by that age, you will lose your whole fucking life. And you'll look up and it'll be gone. You will have missed so many things because you didn't enjoy the moment and progress in that moment. And I think that's the biggest. If I could take anything back, it would be the work first, school, then this, then that. Okay, then you can have a baby.
So as you say this, I've had these conversations lately, and I've always questioned why women are brought up to be geared to be directed one way, and men are like the complete opposite. For example, for us, I can speak because obviously we went through it together with school. That was personal. That was a personal goal that we had. But what I always question is men are basically giving high fives for fucking everything that walks by them, right? But girls, don't you dare. You got to protect it. That's precious. And what I always question is if we're told to be a certain way as women, we're brought up, we're raised to almost believe in the fairy tale, to expect the picket fence, to expect the prince in shining armor to come in and swoop us up and rescue us. You know, you go to school, you present yourself as a domesticated woman, and a man is going to appreciate that. That shit's a lie.
Yes, it is.
Not to say you can't be that, because I feel like
Be it if that's what you want to be, but don't.
I feel like that's still my
It's not
core
true.
anyway.
That part.
But what I do question is why, if I'm raised this way to believe this thing, most of the men I encounter
Because they weren't
don't
really
care about any of that until later on in life.
I can say I like that, even though I'm not a huge fan of institution of marriage because I am anti-government, not anti-love.
Right.
But you did it.
Sign those papers.
No, but I'm saying, but I don't regret doing it. I did get married young, married my first love. I didn't have to work. And when I decided to work, he was more so, you do what you love. You don't have to worry about the money or whatever. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am today. I do what I love, and I make great money. However, when I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, apostolic, you cater to your husband, you convert to their ways, be submissive, cook, clean, all of that. But it didn't prepare you for the hard time.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, I'm a prayer to God, I'm a fast, I'm going to do this, it'll fix it. And when the reality hits you, that shit hurts.
But that's another point that I'm saying.
It's like,
why are we not raised in reality? Why are we given? It's almost like I'm gonna give you the cover of the textbook, but not the textbook. Right. Tell me what I need to be prepared.
But this is where a lot of people that's been married 50, 60 years, they don't tell you ton of forgiveness. Ton of forgiveness. And in this age and day, like, we block people off simple shit. You didn't text me in 30 fucking minutes.
Right, I'm done.
When you're married and when you're in a relationship and the routine, it's going to become like a routine. You're going to become a robot.
Yeah.
You cannot make it fresh, no matter how many times you give them head, how many different positions. You cannot be new pussy.
Yeah.
You can't be a new experience.
Yeah.
The romance or whatever, it gets old.
Yeah.
Even women like variety. Even women get bored. But we like to play it off like all we want is you. All we want.
I don't play shit up.
Have a conversation, an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
What did you like? What would you like fucking tomorrow?
It won't be uncomfortable.
Why aren't those conversations?
This is the reason why. And I noticed it when I was doing the same thing to Kiera that was done to me. Is because I don't want you to ever have to depend on no motherfucker. I don't ever want you to want nothing from no motherfucker. I want you to be strong as hell. Fuck everybody. I want you to be better than me.
That's the contradiction.
And I caught myself.
Yes.
I caught myself because I was 10 times harder on her than I was on any of the boys. And I caught myself. And I literally broke down, apologized, and I had to explain to her, these are the things that women go through.
Yeah.
These are the things you are going to go through later. And I want you to be prepared because I know what's coming, but I'm not telling you because I don't want to taint you. But I'm sorry, and I won't do it no more.
And this, I know you obviously have you have a big family too. I don't. But to that point, the women's presence is far greater than the men's, at least in our dynamic. And what I mean by that is what we've seen is them go through it.
Yep.
Them struggle. Them choose men that I would probably say weren't so deserving, but tried to make it work. And so when you see that over and over and over again, I think naturally it instills in you, that won't be me.
That part.
I'm not going to depend on no man.
Hence we wait so long to get married.
But I want to, I don't think that I know how to. And it's only because I never have to depend on, I don't know what it's like to have that experience.
See, I have the opposite. I have a huge family.
Right.
So we have a wealth of men and women. And I grew up, my dad's super active. And even when my dad wasn't there, my uncles were there. My uncles at my cheer practice, drill team, my debutante escort, just whatever. Super active and supportive. They don't take it to you're my kid and I'm only the kid. All the kids in our family, we're a village.
Right.
And so, and the men in our family, they have the final say. The women kind of go with it. I do have women in my family that have relationships and the men kind of fuck up. Like we said, you don't want to be like that. You don't. But I also have men that provide, they take care, and they stay on their word. And you appreciate and you feel honored. So I had some bad experience with guys. But I also had some great experience that kept me level-headed.
Yeah.
I know what the good side looks like. So those that are just fuck boys, I'm going to ignore them.
Right.
Unless I choose them. And if I choose them, it's my fault.
Yeah.
I had an example. And so for women that did not have that example, I can't imagine how that feels. It's just completely like, what do I do? So that makes me also have compassion for men. I have cousins that give and great fathers, providers, and the women that they choose. They're fucked up.
Right.
They're shady as fuck.
Right.
Because the women in my family, we take care of kids, we work, we come home, we cook, we clean, we're submissive. We may not agree with you.
Yeah.
Whatever, you're the head. And then you have a guy that's doing that, and then the baby moms are like, act like they fuck, like you're treating the wrong man.
Right.
How did you get that?
You're giving this good
always
to the wrong
So
man.
that makes me hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
When I deal with my men, because I know how my cousins feel and I love them. I love my little brother. I wouldn't want him to be with a woman that disrespects him to just do everything and he just slaves.
Yeah.
No. I think he's a great guy. You're a king. You can't call somebody a king and then you want them to be your slave.
Right.
That's the opposite. You can't call someone a king and then you want to rule.
But you can't call somebody a queen and want to be your slave.
That when did it become a bad thing to be? And when I use the word submissive, obviously
People don't know what that word means.
I don't have a problem to, like, kind of what you mentioned earlier. I want to cater. I want to do for you as you
That
do
actually
for
brings
me.
me joy.
That part. When did that become something wrong?
Because like everything else, people don't know what that word means.
That's dumb as
And
shit.
then, well, if you don't open a Bible,
If
if
you
nobody
love
taught it to you.
someone, true.
And they don't know that they already doing it. Submit. Let me help you guys out. Okay, you ready? Lean in real close. Submissive means compromise. You actually do that with your friends. You do it with everybody. So why is it so bad that you're trying to not be this if you're a man or a woman that doesn't want to do it? But to go back to the last question, I have an actual spin on what both you said. So you don't come from a big family, which is why we created our own family.
Yeah.
And then Kasha does. I come from a family like Kasha's, except, and this is why I created my own family. No offense to none of my family, but it is what it is.
Oh, we live. Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't give a
She don't mean it.
I mean
She
exactly
mean
what
it.
I'm
She mean
thank you, because you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
It was my mother, it was my sister, and it was Asia. Yes, we have a big family, but it was my mother, it was my sister.
Shout out to moms. I love you.
Period. And it was me. Now my mama helped with everybody else, but everybody else didn't help with us. So yes, I saw a great example for other people.
Right.
So you want to know what I thought until I was like 30? That I was cursed. I thought that because my grandmother was dead, that I was cursed and I would never have love. So yes, I can be happy for you. I appreciated it for everybody else. I was extremely happy for everybody else, but it was not going to happen for me. And based on the men that I got, and everybody goes through the same type of things, and it didn't matter. She could go through the same thing as me, and I will put it on, well, maybe it's because I'm fat. Maybe it's because it is cursed. Maybe it's because of this. It was never what it was. So regardless to if you have those things around you or not, there are people in your family that need you, and you guys need to pay attention to that. That is why my nieces and nephews, all of them, not one would pick up the phone and call me and I wouldn't answer. I'm there, whatever I'm aware of, and I'm especially active with those that have my blood because I am all they have. I didn't have what they have, and I owe that to them. So to that point, when you make it to a certain level and you're thinking about being high value, think about what you've been through. Think about what you would never want for somebody else, and just be that type of person, period. Then it won't be hard to be submissive. You want to know why? Because you want to see somebody else happy. That same thing that you want, to Elisa's point at the very beginning. I don't ask for anything I can't bring to the table. I didn't ask for a man that made $1 million. First of all, because that really didn't matter. Because their motherfuckers be a little bit strange. Okay? Just so we're clear. Because they think they're too. I don't understand why people get a certain amount of money or things, and then they think they're better than everybody else. Like, we legit have never acted like that. You don't even know what we make because it's not important.
Well, I think that's why really the high value, I think that title is more so associated with men.
Right.
But because so many women are focused on what do you make? What can you do for me?
Right.
What can you send me on? What can you buy for me?
Right.
Men will take the girl that works at McDonald's or Wendy's if she's cute and they vibe.
Right.
Over this girl who's walking around here talking about I got a master's, I got this, that, that. They don't give a shit.
Because first of all, you should be walking around saying that shit.
But
They do.
honestly, it feels like there's no medium. And what I mean by that is it's the girls who are so superficial, have a million expectations, or it's the girl that's like, well, I got a degree. So I should have this, and I hold my own.
Well, this
That's
is
great.
This is what we misunderstand men. They're very simple.
Very.
There are sex appeal.
Absolutely. Visual.
That's it. You can have two girls that look exactly the same. One can make 40 a year, one can make 150 a year. These men think I have to spend regardless.
Right.
Who's going to appreciate more? The $40,000 girl. She got a cute face, cute body. She's going to appreciate Sizzlers.
Yeah.
This 100 whatever came, she's going to tell you, I want to go here. And I'm not going to contribute.
I'm going to take myself.
I ain't got to pay either way.
Sorry. But that's not fair because
How's it not fair? It's their money. It's their dick.
No. That's not fair in that they think that they will appreciate anything more because all of y'all know my favorite restaurant is KFC.
Girl.
So you get what I'm saying?
He don't know you.
Well, I start to get to know,
but we don't know these men either.
I think she's general.
But I get to, I don't. Just to be clear, I don't.
But let me tell you the part that comes in and fucks all of this up because we've been these women, right, with regular dudes. And sometimes in situations, and everything ain't gonna pan out.
Right.
I'm not thinking that every single relationship is supposed to be wonderful.
Right.
You're never gonna experience shit. However, them ones that I've gave consideration to, that I have, okay, I'm gonna act like I see that, but you said you differ. You said you changed. You said you learned your way.
Maybe if you had somebody like me, you would bring what
you no potential.
Listen, the shit is
because they say it. No, it's because they say it. So you like they dated
and they say it. They offer it.
And they
listen. I'm not that man no more.
Yep.
I don't want to
play
live that way no more. I learned my lesson.
They do a lot before we were even going on a date with them.
And you be sitting there like,
and then
what the fuck?
I think it's a different perspective. Y'all know my approach was different. I came from a divorce. So,
girl,
my approach was different. I need to put up my church.
I feel like I've been playing
and I'm like, I don't feel like my math ain't math.
I don't even
my math ain't math. I don't feel that. I didn't ask for nothing. By the way,
that's me messing with you. Like, I didn't even tell you.
We can reevaluate. So, by the way, we actually reevaluate ourselves.
Absolutely. I'm deaf, y'all. I don't listen to shit. Actually. However, when I was dating, I was even trying to date. No, my part. My relationship started off a one night stand, and then we just ended it turned into 8 years. So I wasn't even trying to find a husband. I wasn't going by tradition. I wasn't going.
Maybe that's where we went wrong.
But I'm just saying, I wasn't. However, I believe that we're only as good as our options. I've been. I lucked out to attract.
What happened? You know the real story. That you better not say nothing else. You better not have no motherfucking another drink if you're gonna say a name out. Like, baby, listen.
I'm not gonna say, but I am gonna say it. We're only as good as our options. However, I have lucked out on men that gave me their 100%. I wouldn't call them regular. I'm regular. If I say that. Regular. However, they gave me their 100%. I can't say that I had 2 long relationships, but my ex-husband. He provided for me. He was awesome. Did whatever I worked. We contribute. Never spoke down. Love you, D.
Oh, shoot.
And then my last.
So by the way, if you watched the show before, and I tell you guys about the man that loved his wife, even from the grave, this is her. This is the one I've been talking about.
Thanks, AJ. No,
I'm really out there, y'all. We sorry.
High school sweetheart. Or whatever.
And young.
And shit still didn't work. All that.
Sometimes things happen.
However,
but when it was there,
I don't regret it. I'm grateful for the experience.
Even from death.
I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful that we were able to be best friends even after the divorce. And that let me know I have a standard for marriage. I don't want the court try to rip him off. And I'm just like, he did hurt me, but I don't want to take his money. I want to pay alimony like that. I'm not going to make him punish. I'm not going to let the government I'm going to punish his ass. But I'm not going to let the white man punish his for what I do. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant with marriage.
We are fair.
I see it as a hurt. My current ex, like I said, even though shit went left, we talked.
He built stuff for her too. So,
but he gave me 100%. I attract that. So I have to look at my own level If I can call him regular, I can call myself regular. If that's the case. But I attract
So
a
you
man that.
attract somebody that. Wait,
saying-
what? No,
I'm
that's
saying
not
I
that.
don't consider
That's
high
like
value
the
to go by
equivalent of
value.
saying you are, as a parent, you're responsible for everything your child do. That's like saying that. Isn't that the equivalent?
I take account.
Are you, how we got to take accountability with that? I chose him, so because you came to me different, and then you evolved into this or did different things because we're all human, by the way. Everybody makes, but you want me to take accountability for your mistake and then my mistakes? I chose you because I could see into the future what you was gonna do.
I chose him. So if I choose a person, if I choose a job, if I choose a car, if I choose a house, that's my decision.
That don't mean
My weave
are,
gonna be weaving.
that doesn't mean you have to accept. Did you just say? That doesn't mean that the mistakes that he makes are now your responsibility.
I'm not taking the mistakes that he makes about but we see these niggas and we stay.
I know, honey. I done been surprised.
So
and been like,
But wait,
how did you even think of that?
I don't be surprised at their actions. I be surprised if they think I'm not crazy and gonna fuck them up.
but wait,
That's what I be surprised at.
this here topic
She crazy.
is about high value women. I think the question is, do these men see us as high value
That's what
women?
they tell us when they meet us.
I don't see myself as a high. I don't see myself as a high value woman.
I asked you. I said, because she's saying, is it a blessing or a curse, right? We know we're driven women. We know, obviously, homeowners.
Yeah.
We're responsible. We have degrees. We've gone to school.
No insufficient.
Well, I don't have a degree. I can't say that. So I don't want nobody looking
Either
at me.
way, you got a degree in nannynomics. But
want to do it?
the point
And she's
is,
my nanny.
Check your finances.
the point really
God bless
is,
me. It's God shit. That's all I can say.
really, if you ask me, that shit is only applicable to how women view men.
I can say that the guys that I was in a relationship, they call me a good woman by their actions.
But men don't. I don't think men care about high value.
No, they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
A man
So why do you use that term?
But that's my point. As we're going back to the topic of today,
It matters to us, but
I think high
That's my
value is
point.
what they want at that point. If they want somebody to be a sex symbol,
But I
when
think
they get
they
ready to buy a
understand.
house, they want a woman to be able to contribute.
They
Then when they
want
have
all in
kids,
one.
they want you to be a
they
mom.
want the good one.
They want whatever they
what
need,
I really
like
think
a kid.
the conversation is
What's up?
how do we close the gap between
Hello.
what men
Hello.
really want
Mm-hmm.
and expect and think versus what women think they want.
Well, I think we need to have a man in this conversation first.
We
because we are men.
don't.
First,
I know.
Right, but what's the
That's why I
conversation
said
with what we have now?
That's why I said I think that's really the
So
because
I think having more
girls
conversations.
I think girls focus more on the value, whereas men are like what you look like, and depending on the phase that I'm in life,
That part,
can you satisfy
because it
that?
fluctuates. Like night and
Absolutely.
day, they talk about us.
Absolutely.
No.
Because men don't give a fuck if you got a degree.
No.
Men don't give a fuck if you make X number of dollars.
Did you know I can't see that?
Here,
I'm
let me see.
Oh,
Here, I'm not.
So this is what one of the guys feel is a high value woman.
Okay.
Okay. She values her self-esteem. A high value lady is intimidated by her high standards, but she enjoys and feels at ease in her own company. She has a kind heart. She is a continuum fan. She is
Thank you, fellas.
empathetic. Her maturity gives her stability. She speaks her mind. She's overjoyed, and she is a lady. Hello, Eric.
I like that one because it included all the different pieces.
Thank you for the man that responded to me in my inbox of what a high value woman is. Some just gave a voicemail. Let's see.
I like that one. I really like that answer, and I'm actually going to when you
So you're
finish
trying to
it.
have to play this out loud because this is that okay?
It's a what? Like
It's a voicemail.
Oh.
Let me make sure my volume is turned off.
Like just hold it. It's the second one.
This is another one.
The second.
no, I'm playing this.
Yeah, I think it's playing.
You got your volume down. Let me. How do I start it over? I got it.
So, I'll try to be as short as possible, but I guess type of thing. I don't really hear the term.
I think we're going before I have it.
I always hear I value
He basically just said what we just said. He
Oh.
doesn't hear the term high value woman. He usually hears the high value man.
Mhm.
Right? So my take on it might be a little different than what's expected. I would say that, to me, if I had to say a high value woman, it's a woman who has amplified and maximized her feminine power. Someone who's extremely confident in their feminine nature, because that's what's going to attract provision and protection.
Mhm.
High value men. It's not going to be the other things that society would say should attract everything.
Right.
So I'm going to leave with that. Now, outside of her feminine power, then I think her gifts and talents, what she could add value to, is what makes her valuable. The essence of like fitting in seamlessly is what makes her high value, in my opinion. And I think men around me who I hang out with, movers and shakers, people who kind of have scoped in their life in their own way. And then beyond, I guess, the gifts and talents would just be having an inspirational mindset. I think high value women, in my opinion, they inspire everyone they come in contact with, especially, of course, maybe their partner, but or their significant other, but mainly everyone. Just everyone, when they get it, they're like a glow. They have this glow about them that's inspirational. Not just their physical look, but just their spirit inside of them. It's very inspirational, and everyone who comes in contact with her kind of can feel it right away. A radiant power. Versus, I think about a low value woman, she doesn't inspire anyone except for no. I would say that's the inspiration. The decisions that the woman has made does make her high value too. So, in my new book, The Day She Learned Chess, I do have this quote where I say that as a woman, you should make so many consecutive good decisions that you become a good decision yourself.
Oh.
And you become the no-brainer that everyone is looking for. There was something to greatness. Hope this helps. Let me know.
Yes.
I love that. So literally, he said everything that we said, and led with what Kasha said. It's not about the money, obviously, and he talked about being an inspiration to everybody else and what you bring into the world. But he also talked about your gifts and talents, which is kind of what all of us talked about. It's not necessarily about what the money that you bring, but the contribution that you bring into the home as well. And the contribution is never. Let's just be clear. Let me just say this. Women that think, yeah, we're gonna take one.
You couldn't let her finish.
I ain't mad.
That's a real shot.
I know.
Okay.
You don't have to whisper. I'm just saying it's a real shot, Asia.
It's ain't about that. Like, y'all know I go.
Cheers.
I love y'all.
Love you more.
What is this? They got
Tell me you don't
wine.
want.
Oh, I want.
Ain't this shit. The light work. We like
Okay.
workers, but we don't like light work.
Let me make it clear. All of those went. Oh,
Sorry, y'all.
I'm sick of her shit. All of the women that think that they are amazing and they lead with, but I cook and I clean. That's like putting on a resume.
But that's
I
not
can read and I file.
domesticated.
No, we're talking about being a good woman. Some people think they're a good woman because they cook and clean. Let's make it
I'm
clear.
bad. You know I cook. I like to eat. I'm probably not even cooking for you, my nigga.
And for my BBW
I
world,
want the extra gravy.
we gonna take that out.
Hey,
Because
I'm
that
enjoying
makes no sense. Just because you plus size don't mean you can fucking cook.
You need to have a round table with men and women.
I want to
That's in
cook.
August.
And I say that
It's in August.
because I know just from the three of us the things we've experienced, right? And for me personally, I don't lead with my accomplishments. Like, that's
No.
personal. I did it for myself.
No.
However, I think, like me, we have experiences where what we are hearing, right, from these guys, and it's great stuff, didn't necessarily give us the return
that we're looking for.
that they say.
Right.
But I don't think I can leave with my accomplishment. Most people downplay my
No,
accomplishment.
I just said we don't lead with our.
I mean, they do.
No, that's
no.
but remember we
don't.
learned when we took a class, we learned that most minority women can't even say, if you say, tell me about yourself, they can't tell about themselves. In interviews, I could tell you as an HR professional, when I ask that question, it's so minimized. And I will encourage the woman at that point, because that's a huge myth on interviews, right? I'll be like, according to your resume, you a rock star, so tell me about what you did. But not everybody's gonna pull that from you, right? We're just not accustomed to. We're supposed to be humble, and just because you could say what you did doesn't mean you're not humble. But what she's saying is, don't lead with the shit.
I think what it all boils
That's not
down
who you
to
are.
is whomever you're
Sometimes I don't have to
entertaining.
people look up to you. You know what I mean?
I do.
No, I absolutely do. But I think what it all boils down to is whomever you're choosing to entertain, what is important to them.
Right.
Because I can be, if we're going to use this word, high value woman, but if that person ain't looking for that.
Right.
But that's when it comes to what we attract. Who are you attracting? I'm going to attract a guy that likes what I offer.
Okay.
And I'm going to follow suit. And sometimes some women, not us,
well, hell,
they aim too high. And they're just like,
oh, no.
Oh.
you look at them like,
Bitch, that was poop.
and as women, we kind of like our homegirls.
Yeah.
I like to a home with a whole.
Oh, no, I don't be lying.
No, we do not.
Shit, I know that is not
I come to y'all for honesty. Don't fucking.
Why you do that? Don't do that. I ain't finna ask you.
That's a lie.
People.
I'm not asking you nothing else. You don't lie to me.
I'm not asking you nothing more.
No.
I can't tell someone to not have less self-esteem than they should. If they feel they can get this kind of man,
that's unreasonable. You
hold on. No. That's why you supposed to be my girl to tell me, sis.
You doing too much. That's not fair.
I see you right.
I told you. Don't
maybe you should do it this way. If
you did. Oh, you ain't never told me that.
Asia, am I cut and dry? No, I'm very cut and dry.
First of all, I didn't even speak your advice.
Asia,
Let's start here.
I'm very cut and
But
dry.
wait, time.
I'm a cut and dry friend.
the bottle.
But wait, let's start. Hold on.
You know I got him.
This new
You want dark or clear?
How do I do that?
But now she's speaking my language.
No, this new news. I wasn't aware that you told me that. Because I wasn't new. This new.
No, I said, you know, I don't let anybody move in.
But I'm saying that because I didn't ask. But right, that's your requirement.
You didn't ask. I'm saying it.
Because that's
your
requirement.
real.
Oh,
At least
get some shit.
Check it out.
Oh. So let me ask this. As you say that, what's the difference between what I'm doing with one
Okay, let me go right here real quick.
Several?
Several, I'm single, I'm dating.
Right, but I'm not. So at the end of the day, what makes it? I'm not going to say you're saying it's wrong.
No.
But what
I don't think it's wrong.
No.
I'm
Camera aside.
the goal that you want.
No.
I'm looking for marriage.
Camera aside.
I'm not looking for marriage.
So there you go. So that's
So
what I'm saying. What you saying?
You should get married. Out of your
How do I know?
Let me get a bottle.
You gonna go get
How do I know? Oh, this gonna be some good conversations on tonight.
That's why I cut on the night.
Hello.
But no, okay, so to your point, what you said, I should have men. So the point of Melanin Madam is not so much to I am gonna have a show where the men do come on so that we can have a round table, because I can have up to 10 people. But in that conversation, it's a little bit different. The purpose of Melanin Madam is so that we as women can hold each other accountable, and we can share the things we've been through, like what we're doing. Like like we're saying, but ladies, if you do this, don't do that. So
I
it's
feel
to
like
coach
that's
each other.
what's missing.
It is missing, because men will tell you, women will tell you. You know what I'm saying? Opposite sex tells opposite sex.
Absolutely.
But I know you, right?
Absolutely.
So when you're doing some shit, that man don't see it, but I see what you're doing.
Right.
Like the sister in the like that. Because women do not hold each other accountable.
But I want men to hold each other accountable too. Because like we're reading all these wonderful messages. Right?
I would love to hear,
but at the end of the day,
come on the show and say that, so you could tell the men that.
Even if not the show, are y'all telling that to your fellow
homeboy that you seeing doing this? Yeah. So my African movies.
So my thing is,
The man had told the woman some stuff like that.
my thing is, whatever method
thought
you
about
choose, you want to date several, if you want to talk to several, if you want just one to live, what is your outcome? Are you getting the results you want? I just got out of a 9-year relationship, so I'm not looking for that. But if I'm looking for marriage, my approach would be different.
Yeah.
And
So my question is, okay, with that and holding yourself accountable. So like, what if in your last relationship, you was in it for a little bit and then you decided this isn't working. I do want a marriage. When you shift like that, how badly would it impact you if that person would have been like, no, because you said this, or we started out like this, so that's all I have in my head. You get what I mean? You started out as saying this, but now you want to, because you said you would approach it different if you wanted marriage. Right. So that means you could approach it completely different, and it's a lot that you didn't give.
What I would say with a lot of that is a lot of girls who say they don't want marriage are doing wife duties.
Right.
So with that, you're already contradicting yourself.
To me, I think you do want the wife duties. Let's just be honest. You're scared. You're afraid.
Absolutely. But that's my point.
You want to still do those things.
If I give you a key to my house, if I let you come and go whenever you want to, you still want something marriage. Whether you live here or not, I've given you free reign to me.
Agree. So
for me, I don't look at it, for me, I don't look at it as wifey duties. It was just caution. I serve you guys.
But that's your space.
You guys, that's my personality.
I don't have a key to your house.
When you guys come.
Well, where the fuck is my
I was about to say what the spare key was. You might give me wrong. You might give me wrong. If I'm not here, can you get inside my house?
We can. We can.
Exactly.
But at the end of
you may
the
not have a key in your purse.
But listen, every dude you talk to don't know where. But every dude you talk to don't know where that key is.
The fans watching.
But every dude you talk to don't know where that key is.
That's my key word. Talking to.
What?
When I'm in a relationship, I move differently. It's not wife. I'm not doing these nice things because I want to be his wife. I'm doing because I fuck with him. I don't think
you realize that the qualities you possess.
Yeah. I told you that. You know it.
No, you give of yourself.
Yes.
It don't matter.
I don't think there's
who you talking to, or if I'm just fucking with you.
I don't really think it's a lot more.
You do.
You do. Oh, if they came here, they would. No. If they came here, you would serve them. That's just you.
That's just
you don't pull nothing.
But that's the point. You're that way to everybody.
They don't understand. If you're my nigga, you can serve naked. Okay,
listen, but she's serving the whole meal.
That's a totally different when I'm in a relationship. But I don't do it because I want to be your wife. I don't look at it as wife. This is how I am.
That's what we're trying to tell you. You're already doing.
Some people got the spirit of it, and some people don't. However, I'm not mad at anything that I do. I don't get mad at. Oh, I did that.
If you can move that bottle because they can't see your titties.
Who said that?
I aim to serve. So.
Tasha don't realize that she's a server. You are a server.
Yeah.
You will get.
I'm nurturing. I'm not.
Whether you think you're doing it for an intention, you give men wifely vibes.
Good.
On your own.
You don't give yourself credit for
Tasha, you will.
Somebody has to spirit and some don't. I don't get these vibes and get mad because I don't have the ring. That's the difference.
No, we're not talking about for you. No, that's what we're saying.
No, you're taking in my relationship.
No,
yes, that's what I do.
What we're saying is naturally,
that's what I'm saying. Some women, like I said, at some point you be pissed. I did this, and this, and I don't have a ring. I did this, and when I met. I don't. That's not how I'm moving.
Right.
But I get respect.
That's
not because he didn't marry me. Right. Well, I don't think I'm doing it because I want to marry me. I'm not doing it because I want to see me as wife.
That's what you are. We're just telling you that whether you realize it or not, you're giving his wife.
On the flip side, I am doing wifey material. However, this ain't gonna build me a house. Back house.
I'm trying to say I am not supposed to do that. And you wait back. I can't.
8 years. I ain't doing it. I was sick. You couldn't walk. This nigga carry me, wipe my ass, shake my legs, wash my hair. I'm not doing it just for a nigga or a nigga person. I'm catering to who I'm in love with.
But you're not. Always keep the topic in your head too. Yes. We're always. Yes. That's why she keeps bringing it back to the topic, and that's why I do too. No.
This is not my goal.
Okay, but pause.
I love you.
Pause. Whether that's a goal or not, we are talking about the impact that it has. You're still high value.
You're still
for
giving.
those reasons, and that is it exactly.
Well, thank
Oh
y'all.
my God, damn! Can you take a compliment?
You're still giving.
Well, thank
No,
y'all.
that is exhausting.
I think it's my options, but what y'all feel about me don't matter. Where am I running at, Adrian?
We're letting
This
you
is
know.
you made me go like that. I never forget.
I did.
I never forget.
So the shit I do for you ain't good enough.
You gave me a toy. Anything gave me a sex toy. And if that counts. I use it though. I'm not a toy user.
What does that have to do with this here topic?
I'm just saying what she gave me.
Wait, where's
You
the
gave me a
tequila?
ring. Wait, what?
Where's the tequila?
Bitch, we killed it.
Oh.
Tequila go. Tequila in your spirit.
Hello. Anywho,
Breathe on me. 2 shots.
shit. I can't. Oh shit. Okay.
Yo, we just want to live.
So back to the
I
topic.
think women should, whatever you do, be okay with your outcome. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
But that's
Whatever I
what
do,
you're
I'm
doing.
okay with it because I'm
You do things because you want
giving
to.
from my heart. So whatever the reaction is, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to throw up in his face.
know that with this one and this one, if it ain't given what we want to get in return, there's going to
Oh
be
my God, that's what we're trying to say.
No, but I got a lot. So,
No.
Ah.
Listen, Kasha. Boo boo.
from what I want.
So you said everyone is on whatever journey they're on. Your space
But then
is
we cannot speak in general. We just speak from perspective.
Yes.
yes.
That's all you can do.
I thought we giving bitches like the blueprint.
No, we don't have a blueprint.
Everybody lost, nigga.
That's right. And this is why I just said
The best one win.
Kasha, listen. Everybody is in their
Nobody
own
has a blueprint.
space. Whatsoever
There are
that
things we
is.
can tell
I don't take my advice then. Y'all
The
go
only
single.
things we can tell you what is not for sure is things like don't expect what you give in return.
From here on, no matter.
What you're comfortable
Y'all gonna be
with.
single. Listen in.
No, don't listen to me either. I'm answering the said questions that are being posed. And just hear one.
You gonna be single because I'm all about accountability. I'm all about being fair. I'm all about negotiation. I'm all about earning.
But at the end of the day, we've all accepted shit that somebody else would say we should. So we can't really say that. Because somebody
You
would
can't say that.
No. So
If you take them back, if you don't deal with them,
Kasha,
you accepted it.
Kasha,
And you
You
dealt
don't
with it.
accept nothing. First of all, let's stop that shit too, because we talk about forgiveness. Because I've done things that she's forgiven me for, and never did it again. I've done things that you didn't appreciate, and I apologize. I'm that real motherfucking bitch. So guess what? If you say I'm sorry, everybody wants forgiveness. Everybody's entitled to it. Now, if you keep accepting it over and over, what I will say is what my mama said: let that motherfucker do what they doing in peace. Don't drive yourself crazy because that's part of your life.
Taking accountability for things in our friendship.
And in
However,
relationships, because we give each other our
When you
feedback.
are loving dick down, sometimes you don't even gotta say sorry.
That no, you always do.
gotta
I'm sorry.
that part.
I'm sorry. Women are friends. There's tons of women with niggas that smash and don't deserve them. Sex is great and they stand. That's just the
Oh, I
reality of
never
it.
did. I haven't.
Y'all don't know anybody?
that's not what we're
Well,
saying.
I'm talking of no.
I know tons of females.
That's
that
not
would
what
be
That's
cool.
not what
That's
we're
not
saying.
Why you with them?
That's not what we're saying.
Huh?
At the end of the
But as far as accountability for our friendship and yes, of course.
That's who
I love you. I'm sorry.
because I know
My
you. and I know
relationship-
you.
At the end of the day, we
that-
have all given leniency to who we feel we want to give leniency to.
Absolutely.
That's just
You're gonna
instinct.
take
And
That's
that
human
is just
shit.
life as an adult.
Period.
But that doesn't mean that you don't have an expectation or a freaking standard,
Right.
or that she doesn't have an
Love me and
expectation.
respect me. That's my standard.
Yes, but at the end of the day, for whatever suits you, you will give consideration to because it suits you.
Yeah.
Now that can be out of a selfish need, whether that can be out of love for that
Correct.
individual. So at the end of the day, there is no right
That part. That's what we're trying to say.
to none of this shit. Because I know people who have gotten married and that shit's fucked up and I don't want what their marriage is.
That part.
We have seen people who have been in boyfriend, girlfriend, cohabitation, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
You like, oh, he does this for her. He does. That's why I say at the end of the day, it's personal to what you desire. What do you desire? What are you going to deal with? And what is your
Tell me something.
quote unquote timeline by which you say, I've had it because we're not progressing, or this is no longer serving me in the way that I'm looking for. It ain't always marriage, as we know. It ain't always boyfriend and girlfriend. We know a lot of people who just fucking. And again, I'm not judging you, a grown woman or man. Do what you
I ain't love with my sex.
This helpful.
I'm just saying.
This is why I be telling you be contradicting.
But see, that's and that goes back. That goes back to what
that's all. That's right.
You're to yourself. Yes. And that's all we're saying.
That feminine energy.
How you learn what it is?
Huh?
How you learn who you just fucking on?
I'm just
because it's so.
But you just. But
I'm a lover. I like love what I say.
You heard it right.
Anybody that's being conscious feel love. Go ahead and tap in.
Feel love, but it ain't love.
How do you know love?
It's
love is different love.
You bring that nigga over and leave him alone.
That part.
Huh?
We know who you
we love. Come on.
There's levels of it.
We love all everybody according to Jesus, if that's what you want to say.
I'm very listen. I'm very.
It's so hard to do a show when we're going to be like,
yes, we're listening.
I'm listening.
We as women, we are healers.
No, not
we are nurturers.
First of all, why are you healing a nigga you fucking up?
Huh?
That's not your job to heal a nigga you're just fucking.
I'm not saying that.
That's the whole energy exchange that you should
I'm not be saying that when I have sex with I'm healing. I'm saying as feminine energy. These are all our qualities. When you name your job, you may not do your job every day all the time, right?
But I get paid for that.
I'm saying certainly
I know what I signed up for.
You get paid for it. You get paid with love, with marriage, with loyalty, with health benefits, life insurance.
That's different from somebody you just getting a nut from.
So,
and
I'm saying
not.
What I'm saying is, when you walk in feminine energy, we're all those things. We're loving. We multiply.
So you give 100% of yourself to every person you fucking?
I don't give my 100% to everybody, but I give feminine energy. I'm selective with who I have sex with.
So you bamboozling these niggas.
I'm not bamboozling
you
anybody.
You giving them all this good news? No, you just gonna be like,
I'm selective. I'm selective. I'm clear and I'm direct.
But clear
so I don't give myself
once you give it away.
I
can't hear. You think they
I do not give myself to anyone that I can't be vulnerable with. I don't give myself to anyone I can't be vulnerable with, and I can't call on.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
So how you give your energy to a one night stand?
That part.
Let's do it.
Like she said.
What?
On the first night, you get. How do you know all that?
The first night.
That's the
only person that I did on the first night was my ex.
Oh, that was 8 years. Now you went, but you got to stop stopping. You just said a whole.
And y'all know he did.
You just said a whole something else earlier in the
conversation. The first night.
That's no.
You didn't say on the first night. You didn't have to say on the first night. You did say on the first night. All right. But I'm saying anyone that I deal with.
You see people.
She said on the first night. I don't want names. I don't want to elaborate. No. But the only person that had sex on the first night is my ex, and that turned into like 9 years. But my thing is, anyone that I deal with, I'm selective, and I can be vulnerable with. I can call on it. That's feminine energy. It doesn't matter. I don't do things because I want them to, but I check them out, and they inspired.
Okay.
That's what it is. So, yes, they pour into me, and I pour into them.
Oh, you pour?
That's good.
Why are you pouring
management?
Like,
people don't know good pussy management.
That ain't got shit to do with good pussy management.
I managed the hell out of my pussy for a lot of years.
Why are you pouring into someone that isn't someone to you?
Right. Wait, what?
Why are you pouring? I'm just using your words.
Because I want fucking sex right now.
That don't mean nothing.
For nothing.
A man will give you that. A man will give you that.
I said I only give to those who pour into me that can be vulnerable with. I am selective. I said that.
I got questions, but we
answer your question. We know.
I didn't want to air your shit out.
I'm just saying. There's not one person that's not what I can't call on or that I can't.
I'm not saying that you can't call on that. Yeah, that's whatever that is.
But I'm not in a situation where I want a relationship or get married. So those expectations is out. I can't operate like that. You operate, you move differently.
That's what I'm confused about.
That's what
I'm not trying to be. I'm not going to give you all of this.
That's the question.
You're talking about feminine energy. No, you didn't just hold on. You didn't just leave it at pussy.
Right.
You talking about pouring into you, and if you can't show it to me,
feminine energy.
I'm just fucking you. Why am I giving you anything? I can just give you
I'm receiving it back.
That's the question I'm asking.
But I'm giving it back. I give to those who give back. I don't feel empty afterwards. I don't.
That's not the argument. That's not the argument.
Y'all putting vagina on a pedestal.
No.
I'm saying feminine energy and they're taking it different.
You're not letting us ask the second part of the question.
What's the second part?
Huh?
What's the second part?
You stuck on the first. We're asking so we can know what it means.
What it means to what?
Lord. I just thought people fucking, they just fuck. I don't need no energy.
There are people that fuck me,
That's what we're asking. Okay. So what does it mean? Okay.
Anyone that has sex is energy exchange. People don't believe it.
Absolutely.
Sex is spiritual. It's sacred.
So that's what we're asking. So when you move into the space of being vulnerable with these men, but there's no expectation at the end, why are you being vulnerable? Why do you need to be vulnerable with them? Like, that's vulnerable. They got wings. Like, you don't get vulnerable.
So this is
I don't understand.
To be vulnerable. That's human. That's natural feminine
But it's a choice.
energy. Listen. So if I'm going to have sex, if I'm going to pour energy into somebody, I want to be poured back. I don't want to lack. So I pour into.
I think where I'm confused at is if I'm just fucking you, I have no expectation.
Right.
I'm not even going to be thinking about are they pouring into me?
I get that.
You don't even have my address.
That's IG and society mindset of sex.
That's
No, that's not.
It is.
That's the realistic.
That's just fuck.
Then that's not just
I don't
sex.
do that.
It's not just sex.
No, just
What
I never said it was just sex.
You just said it.
I said
you missed out a different taste.
I said it's not just sex.
No, you did.
I said I'm selective with who I have intimacy. They pour into me. They pour into somebody pour into me.
You said there's no expectation, and I'm just.
I said no expectation of that.
What you said? Pussy wet. What's the word?
I said I'm gonna put it on the pedestal. I said there's no expectation of a relationship or marriage.
I got that. I get that. No, I'm with you there. I got that.
But on just the basic, the respect is there.
Maybe I'm
friendship is there.
because I feel like if I'm just fucking you, I'm not giving nothing up. I'm not about to line up.
That's why we're asking, like, what's your version?
For me,
Okay.
for Kasha, I can't speak for everybody.
Okay.
No, true.
That's what it means.
For me. Sex is sacred, and we should be selective who pour into our image.
But how is sex less sacred than marriage? But you'll give sex to whomever you choose is deemed okay. But you
did it. I've been married.
No, that's my question. But you'll minimize the marriage aspect. But you'll say, I can fuck you because I choose to.
But marriage isn't just sex. Marriage is a business.
It isn't. But marriage is more sacred than your vagina.
It's not more sacred than my vagina, but
that's
vagina
my
is
question.
sacred.
But you just said who I want to give it to, I will. So at that point, how does marriage become equally as relevant than your vagina? If you could say I could choose to give it to him and him and him and him, because I'm single and I don't have I didn't say you were.
Okay.
I didn't say you were. Right. I didn't say you were. What I'm saying is you just told us marriage is sacred, right? Your vagina is sacred, but you can give it to. And I'm not saying you are.
Okay.
Let's take an example. I'm saying if you choose to, if you want to give it to 4 people, you will. But you'll say, "But I don't want marriage." But what makes it less?
So listen to this. I've been with one guy for 8 years, right? No, listen. There's women out there that would date 6 men in 8 years. They think it's gonna be a serious relationship or whatever.
True. Right.
What's the difference? You didn't get the ring. You didn't get.
What I'm asking you.
No, for me,
you just said.
I'm saying.
You just said I
want genuine connection with who I have sex with.
But you'll give your vagina to them based off of your perspective.
They give it to me.
I'm not arguing for the nigga.
It's an equal exchange.
I'm arguing for the fact that you just gave marriage.
What made you make
in my mind, where I feel comfortable.
Listen to me. You just gave marriage, right? You said marriage is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to give my pussy away, because I feel comfortable, I can. But I don't want to marry the nigga. Mm-hmm. But what makes your pussy less sacred than the weight you're giving to marriage by what you would give a man, this balance that he has to check off to live with, to cohabitate with. No, that's my question to you. Because you're basically saying, oh, you shouldn't live with a person because he didn't marry you.
Okay.
But it's okay that I give my pussy to this nigga because I'm comfortable with him. But marriage is sacred. But my pussy ain't sacred because I give it to him because I feel
so mine is totally different than that. Wait.
No. I want to understand.
But wait, mine is totally different from that. So no, let me finish. I actually think that kissing is more valuable.
Yeah, she's special.
That's why I'm going in there.
I can't kiss you.
That's why I'm going in there to bring a balance because everybody thinks different.
That part.
And that's what we bring to the show.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're trying to ask Kasha to get the fucking answer. No, because stupid.com. Because I don't let y'all go for a minute, okay?
But I really want to know.
She wants to know. I want to know too. But
I want to know.
I'm trying to bring the balance so Kasha knows we really just want to know. Elisa's the one that thinks it's crazy that I think kissing is more valuable than sex because, again, remember I had all these different things that was going on, so I didn't hold sex as a value because everybody does it.
Right.
But to kiss somebody, like your mouth is like, do the research, okay? Because it's out there. But I can agree with what Kasha said, but what I can't agree with, because I know her, is that she gives all the white vibe.
That part.
Because it's her, it's who she is.
Feminine.
But then you're
say hard.
Right.
No.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. I live now in feminine vibes as well. Here's the thing. I have to tell myself, because I'm not in these relationships with these men when I was dating, do not do this, do not do that, because I am looking for this, and to do that will fulfill that place, right? So if I'm fulfilling this place, that nigga is fulfilling getting it. So if I want this out of him, I cannot give him everything that a marriage would give. Otherwise, it's not going to give that. I also cannot fool myself with giving myself this because I get to be vulnerable with this man. I get to do all of these things. So now I don't need a husband. Don't say you don't need a husband because you're doing everything that's giving you those type of feelings. You're just putting a different label on it. And I think that that's where my biggest question for Kasha comes in. Like, bitch, you do everything. So no, you don't want marriage because you're married.
Right.
But it's just got a different label, but a different feel. You talk, when you bring up the word vulnerable, first of all, as a Black woman to be vulnerable, you don't even do that with your friends. You don't even do it with your family. It takes a long time and a lot of fucking therapy. So to say that you just do it, you be honest with yourself. You doing it because you need that feeling, but you scared of that commitment. And that's what this channel is about. So nigga, you scared.
When I can stop
That's what we want from
Let me know when I can let it flow.
Oh goddamn! I put all that fucking on my fucking show.
What is it? Kevin Hart finish yet? Motherfuckers. So when it comes to marriage, I do think it's sacred because it's a spiritual thing. You take a vow to God. I do not want to break another vow to God. I don't want to say to this new part and that it happens.
Give me your vagina away.
Let me cut it out. Look how they act when I'm trying to speak. Remember this.
You can't be doing the part of the Lord you won't adhere to. You can't say marriage is
I adhere to all of
be a heathen and
I adhere to all of it.
with these men, Jesus. But marriage is different.
Just won't stop.
It is.
I just think.
So the Lord said, "Thou shalt not fornicate," but we do. So why is that like important?
Done yet?
No.
I let them speak. I was tired.
The good Lord in this.
Let me finish.
I am.
Hello, Kasha. Kasha, you're gonna say my whole name in it.
Yes.
But Kasha, marriage is sacred from a spiritual level. I grew up very religious, and I didn't want to get married. I was talking horrible marriages, but at the time, my husband convinced me that we did not want to die in sin. He wanted to honor me, all this other stuff. We did it. I cannot say it was bad compared to this shit I've been hearing. It was great. Moving forward, it hurt me to end my marriage. It hurt me to leave the love of my life. It hurt me to go out to the wolves. I didn't know what it was like. From 15 to 28, I was with him. So when I go back to the dating scene, I didn't know what the fuck to expect. However, moving forward, I see marriage as sacred because of God. I don't want to break a vow to God. I don't want to say I'm gonna love this nigga to death. I know I will leave. You fuck up, I'm leaving.
But you giving your pussy to somebody that's not of God.
Huh?
If we gonna use God, you can't use God where it applies.
I can use God there. Fuck that wrong. It's my God.
But he said you're not supposed to get your vagina away unless you marry, but you give it away.
You're not supposed to cohabitate. You have to do a whole bunch of
I'm
shit.
aware. That's not what I'm denying. That's
But
what I'm trying to get
but I'm
you to
saying
understand.
everybody has their level of where they want.
So basically,
That's why I draw the line.
marriage is your ceiling.
The only reason that marriage is my ceiling is because I see it differently. I've been married.
But that's what I'm
I know that I will leave. I know that.
Negate the fact that everything
That
else
you're talking.
is technically.
I came from more of a financial situation. I know the government would use that against us. And men are going to go step out. Women use divorce as a punishment. So when men fuck up, you get cheated on when you're in a relationship. So women push marriage. I can punish you. Take your house, take your car, take this.
Not all women.
Not all. I didn't do that.
Keep talking.
But I'm saying majority, yes, I can see why guys are fearful of getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do name change. I don't want to do all that legal shit. I know that I will leave from feeling disrespected. I know that I will leave when I get to my max. I don't want to break that vow to God. I already did
But
that.
as I know you, no, you can't. But my question to you is, why does that change? Only because if we're going to use the word God and we're going to pull God into it, you can't segment the part of God.
I can.
You can, but what
everybody does.
But what true. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, you were raised, you know the Lord, you know the Bible.
I'm no longer religious. Don't say my pros.
You just said.
I said I grew up.
You just said marriage is sacred. It was just.
I said I grew up religious, and that's what it was. If y'all follow my page, I am not super religious anymore. But for that standpoint, I'm not. I'm anti-government for that standpoint. I would do more of a commitment ceremony, if that.
Like, let me help you out. Let me just intervene really quickly. I will say that. Let me see what I will say.
Nigga, y'all don't talk. But cut me off. This bitch had a shoe in my face.
I'm trying to help you a little bit.
Run the camera back.
I'm talking about. This can have another shot.
What you want?
So this is what I end up drinking while I'm around him. So anyway, I will agree with Kasha. I'm not even fronting, right? Because we're being honest with the shit that people think and what really happens. Oh, there's a shot.
I like one.
There's a shot.
I'm gonna disrespect them.
We're gonna take one in a minute. Okay, so look, in real life, I will say that even growing up, because you hear marriage in the Bible so much, and you hear like fast don't have a child out of wedlock. That was literally like my biggest goal. And I will say also, if people are being fucking honest, we've talked about this before. There is a person that got married, and once they got married, it was like they was baby Jesus.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? Because you feel like that's the only fucking sin that you have, but that's not true. And I think that that's more so what she's talking to. But I will say, as well with Kasha, that I agree, because of the way that we brought up, it's no way you can erase everything that you think in your head.
Absolutely.
And because like marriage is just really up there. It got all these rules.
I just feel like if you're gonna
I agree with you.
Lord in the religion,
I'm not telling you that.
No, I'm saying that's why I got
the way you think.
That's what I'm saying. That's
exactly. That's one of your guidelines. That you just once you give that vow, because I didn't say I won't drink. I didn't say, but you just said in front of all these people. And the Lord, Jesus was there because they told you it was only you and them 2 chains or something. I don't know, something about being chained up. I don't know. I haven't found the chains yet. I do have handcuffs, but I can't find the keys, so I can't use them. So anyway, I will say that even when I got married, it was certain things that I did. And at least you will remember, I think you was on the message too, Kasha, like everybody in my wedding party, because by the way, find out why you're doing the things in your wedding too. Those are the people you should be reaching out to. I texted them and I was like, y'all, last night I was like, oh my God. And I didn't even feel bad. Thank God I'm married. And they laughed at me, but I swear it's these things that you have in your brain that you think. And I know that's what's driving some of her decisions. We still don't agree all the way with what the outcome is. We're still trying to slide in the home. But I did want to let her know so she could feel less defensive. Like I don't attack people on my show. I wanted her to know because she's been married. Okay, and I'm married. And so what I was trying to tell her is, yeah, bitch, I get it, but then I've been normal too. Because marriage is not normal. This fucking shit is not normal. So when you get on the other side, you like, hello. But I get what you're saying. So go ahead.
I put marriage on a pedestal for
very
religious
much
reasons.
so.
I'm not super religious, but I do not want to break a vow to God. If I give my word to somebody, I believe word is bond. That's me.
But you're human.
My friends, I don't break a word to y'all. If I tell them to do something, I'm gonna be there. Wherever. Oh, I say this, running. You gonna tell me this on national TV? But I believe word is bond. That's all we have in the end of the day. We strip everything away. When I give my word, I
It feels different, y'all. When you standing there,
So,
you like,
I get to a point where I want to give my word to be someone's wife. It's 100%, but I do not eat it. I do not want to break my vow to God. I do not want to put myself in a position where the government can try to rob my husband because I'm mad at some shit he did or whatever.
This is what
That has to do with love.
personal too.
So, in relationships,
value.
can I say? This is why you just is single. They're not listening.
I ain't
Playing. Oh, that's right.
I
I want to say, wait, I can't name drop. You probably.
Please don't.
no name.
Please don't.
Anyway,
I can't edit and freak them out.
however, I do want to say, when it comes, I just got out of a long ass relationship. I don't have from person to person. But of course, people have sexual needs. I'm a single woman. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if I decide who I'm gonna give it to, I am. And I am a lover. I'm a poet. I want somebody gonna make me feel passionate and write a motherfucking poem.
Yeah.
So I have to stand, and he gonna pour into me, and I'm gonna pour into him.
Or they gonna matter
in that moment. Don't matter if it's the truth or not.
Huh? Oh, it's the truth.
Them niggas be lying. You can
That goddamn it's the truth.
That's what we're trying to get at.
When I'm in there, we speak the truth.
You are the truth.
Again, I don't want them to comment. See, this bitch will give me divorce. They will give me divorce.
We kept you holding on.
No.
I kept you holding on even in death. Don't lie on me.
When you get older, when you get older,
didn't I advocate for him even in death?
When you get older,
don't lie on me, Tasha, didn't I? We're not moving on until you give the real answer.
You have to be true to yourself. I know what type of sex I like.
You're a liar.
I'm not.
I advocated for him even in death, didn't I?
Yeah. Nigga fucked up my tattoo, but it started to go back. Anyway.
I'm held accountable for something.
I'm a lover. I'm a feeler, and I'm not. I don't deny that. When a nigga needs me, I scared him. Yeah. If they're not willing to offer what I'm going to offer, even on a sexual level, it ain't happening.
And so they're not going to come at you. They be like, and the wind blew over the front.
Bless her heart. All he got to do,
right? She got a whole roll.
all he got to do is be brother tonight. Tasha, here.
They bring your phone back to you. You don't finish your shit.
And after.
Anyway, back to the
fact that I kill nobody but God. And they kill Asia and Elise. But I believe in feminine energy when it's just in you.
That's a part.
It's not about being submissive. Submissive is a horrible word to you. And you shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be, be submissive to every guy. Your man, yes. But feminine energy,
okay, what does submissive mean to you?
You either have it or you don't.
Submissive just means,
and I operate in that. So that I attract the type of man that I want. I attract the type of sexual experiences that I want. And I attract the type of love that I want.
The text that I sent you that said you was going to take over my show?
Oh, I didn't.
Again.
They asked me a question and took over. She told me. Did you not see that? Yeah. I didn't know you let go that high.
Hey.
Yeah, that's why you got him. Hey.
Hate her. She just said, what is your definition of submission?
I hate the word again.
Why?
But because it's just a negative feeling. Submission is more of a spiritual word. We submit to God.
Why?
Blindly.
Why do people
blind faith and all that stuff?
No, that's
however
blind faith and submission is submission. Why is submission a bad word?
It's a bad word when it comes to your husband. Is he God?
But why does it have to be a bad word?
But I submit to you. If you want to go do something that I don't want to do, I'll submit to what you want to do. It's compromise.
You wrote that.
No. So being cooperative, I'd rather use cooperative.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of submissive.
Okay, then just use
That
the
means
source to pick a different
when I'm in a
one.
relationship, I can
I'm
just
gonna
like,
source this shit right now so you can see it's the same thing. How are you teaching kids? How are you teaching kids, Kasha?
because I ain't about to leave my blind faith with no man on earth.
Blind faith is different than
But we
submissive.
do.
No?
But we
Okay.
do. We do.
But she think for her motherfucking self.
Tasha, you just
Don't leave her. Whoever, don't leave her. If that's how you feel, don't leave her.
you can't get me to believe if you can't let go on today, and if you've given up yourself and hope that clearly you need some more because you're not listening. Sweetheart, we've
She
all
said she can't hear what her
done it. We've all done it.
Okay, she asked me what it means. Can I?
No. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about what you just
I'm getting ready to elaborate.
Okay.
So submission, I think, is more of a spiritual thing. That's blind faith.
Okay.
We submit to God. Things can go wrong, and we don't question God. You gonna question your nigga?
I question God.
You gonna question your God? You gonna question your man?
No, ma'am.
If things go wrong,
I question the Lord.
We had a talk last night.
you question the Lord. I mean, but really?
No, I
No,
swear
like,
for
God, what happened?
No, yeah.
He ain't gonna be in your face right now. I'm saying that. However, being cooperative to your mate, to your husband, it's more, again, a spirit and an energy. If I see that my husband had a bad day at work, I have to decipher. He needs space, he needs peace and quiet, or he needs his dick set.
Indeed.
If we're out in public and I don't agree with him, I'm going to bite my tongue.
That part.
Because being submissive or cooperative is my energy. When people see me, they're going to see she love that man because she's not going to go against him. She respect that man because she's not going to go against him. I can go against him at home and probably behind closed door, but in front face, I'm going to just stand there and be quiet. Let him act the fool. Let him say some stupid shit. In a car, I'm going to address him. Baby, could have did this differently. I felt this way when you said this. When you said this, it made me look this way. But the overall thing, I want him to look like the king. I want him to look like the leader. I want him to look like the king.
Sorry.
That's, to me, being cooperative. When we're at home, I cannot agree with what he do. And I'm like, you know what? This is a bad decision or whatever. I state my piece. He respects my piece. He respects my word. But in the end of the day, he's going to make that final decision, and I'm going to rock with him. Even when it's wrong. It'll hurt my feelings. It may cost us money. It may cost us some trust. It may cost us some visions or gold. But I am 100% behind him. That's what cooperative is. Some women think that is, or submissive is, they think is serving. That's domesticated.
That part.
I'm a cook and clean. I do that single.
That part.
So it's not hard to do that in a relationship.
Tell you.
But I'm saying, when it's in a relationship, you're making decisions for us. You're making decisions for the future. You're making decisions for yourself. You might be showing your ass. You might say something to my friend, but I'm not in favor.
None of the decisions
I may not agree with it.
Not being married or in a relationship, you've done that, sweetheart. We've all done that. Is what we're saying.
I didn't say that nobody did it. I just said how I operated.
Can you tell her what you just said?
You know I'm doing it with nigga that I'm just smashing,
No,
but
that's not what I said.
Smash people. She makes educated.
I do. For those we are
Kasha,
selected,
I'm
and I
not fooling with you.
appreciate your
I'm not
I appreciate
fooling with you, Kasha.
So, let me ask, do you think that being, you know what a high value woman is, what society considers as, that means money. Do you think that it is a blessing or a curse in a relationship?
That's hard for me to speak on because I don't consider myself a high value.
I don't ask you what you consider. Okay,
but I don't think
you actually are.
Anything good is not a curse.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
You're just a good person is a good person. Someone doesn't appreciate it, it's my fault that I chose them. It's my fault that I stayed. It's my fault that I overlooked some things. It's my fault that I didn't seek someone else that appreciate what I offered. And that's how I feel. It's not a curse.
What do you think?
I'm sure I found, but when I was on mine, run to take that.
Based on our experience. And even when people thought we made it one way, we didn't.
I'll say I think that will always naturally be us. there's going to come a point if whomever we're dealing with doesn't align, we'll have to take that step back. To Kasha's point, sometimes we fuck up and be like, why the fuck I choose this nigga? Or why did I give this particular individual consideration? The whole high value thing, honestly, I don't look at myself as that. I know what I have. I know who I am. I know what I can bring to the table, but I don't lead with that.
Correct.
What's more important to me is your loyalty, your appreciation, your fidelity, your teammate. How are you going to work with me? I will say we have to always take a step back and say, who I'm dealing with, are they aligned with me? But that whole high value shit, I don't sit and think, oh, at least you're a whole high value woman. I know what I bring to the table, and I just feel like that's simply just it. I don't feel like I have those conversations that kind of we're talking about in the sense of you got to meet me here. We all have expectations, but I don't lead with that. So if you're my person, I'm looking for what's important to you. How are you as an individual, not only to me, but to your family, to your children? That's what trumps everything else at the end of the day. And because I feel I don't quote unquote need anything, whatever you do is only adding to us. But if there isn't an us, that's a different conversation. But you figure that out as you deal with the person. So I wish people would take a step back and really see what's important. Your money, obviously, we need to live, right? We need to make a living. We got to be able to provide for ourselves. But realistically speaking, if you ask me what's important at the end of the day, I got me. So if you can at least align with the respect, the commitment, and the fidelity, shit, that's golden today. In an era of superficiality, it's so much superficiality. I could give a fuck about the car you drive. What do you bring to me as a person? How are you caring for my heart? How are you paying attention to my likes and dislikes? If you can show up for me in that regard, if you know me without me speaking a word, fuck your quote unquote high value. You're letting me know you're watching me. You care about my core. That's more important than anything else. They can have that superficial shit. I don't care about the Instagram posts. I don't care about the popcorn society. I don't care about what you posted about me today. How are you showing up for me behind closed doors? That's most important.
For me, I'ma always need a masculine man. And I think from having two, I learned the value of it. And then having my uncles and my father always providing and just being there for me, supportive. Even to this day, I'm 40 years old, I can call any of my uncles, my father, they'll be there for me. That matters. And it feels so good. It makes you feel relaxed. And it does make you feel more so as a woman. If my mindset is relationship, then that's how I'm going to move. Coming out of relationship, that's not how I'm moving. And I try to be respectful and honest about that. So that those that are looking for a relationship, I don't waste their time and I let them go to the women that are. But when I am looking for a relationship, when I do desire a relationship, of course, I'm 100% all in, but I'm just cautious. Even my friends, I give 100% in all my relationships. I care about people that's in my life. If you're in my life, I fuck with you. I care about you. I want you to be good. I don't care what the relationship status is. I want you to be happy. I want to be there for you. I want to know if you're sad. I want to know if you're happy. I want to know if I need to celebrate. I want to know if I need to cry, if I need to pull up, whatever. I am the pull up person. But as far as relationship, I'm sad that some women feel they don't need a man. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Black men, there's nothing greater than you. I don't go out my race or whatever, and I know that we have several platforms that speak down on Black men. I love you. I appreciate you guys. I honor you guys. I wish that Black men and Black women can relate to each other because we do need each other. That's what we're here for. We are literally here to love, to connect, and to create life. That's our God-given talent, to create life, to create love, to bond. But we're so distracted with money, with status, with accomplishment, with degrees. And I think where some Black women fall, we hold Black men to the standard of white men. They have money that's been passed down to them, that's been inherited. They are not going to make the money that we want them to make. We have 10 men and 40 women. Half of y'all bitches are going to die single. That's the reality of it. Like, on God. I know it hurts. It hurts me. I want you to have your mate.
So I'm gonna Jesus. I know. Oh my God. So I am gonna give my answer. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm gonna wrap up.
Lipo,
I'm gonna
surgery, gym,
I'm gonna wrap up with oh my God. If I think, oh God, if I think being a high value,
lady.
if I think high value, being a high value woman is a blessing or a curse, I'm actually going to piggyback.
I'll be quiet.
Off of one thing
Lord,
that Kasha said, right? I'm going to piggyback off of it. And I'm going to say that it is a blessing and it's a curse. I'm going to say that I appreciate all of our elders that came the generation before us. And even those that in high school were like 4 years before us, because even they came back and poured so much into us that got us where we are today. And there are several that I mention all the time that just embody so much of being a beautiful woman that I wanted to be like. The Felicia Rashad that I saw in real life, that was Winna, that was Mitri, that was all of these real women, my big sister Ebony. I really got to see that. And so I can't take that from any of those women, more so to let them know I appreciate you. Not that I don't know what shit you really did though on the side, but that part, that's separate. What I will say is that it is a blessing and a curse because I don't need to hear as a woman that I'm an amazing woman from a man. I'm just going to be honest because this is where our brain works. I need to hear it from another woman. And it's the mother-in-laws, it's the big sisters, it's the sister-in-laws, it's the in-laws, period. It's the mother that's not giving you what you need to do what you need. That is where we're being downplayed. It is of more value of me as me feeling like, yes, I am high value. I'm high value because I high try. I high put in the effort. I high make that cognizant. I'm very intentional with what I do, even when it hurts, right? Because I want to be to a different place. I need to hear that from another woman. And if there are so many other women outside of my circle, and sometimes it has been in my circle, not sitting here, but it has been in my circle where you don't hear what you need to hear. You don't get that encouragement you need to feel. You don't get the things that you need until you are of a certain status. But to me, that means you don't belong in my heart because you doing the same shit other people is doing. So now what I've learned as 40 plus is if you're doing the same shit other people doing, you belong with the same motherfuckers that's just regular, right? You earn your value in people's life. Am I a high value person? I am a high value person because I am worth it. Why wouldn't I think I'm a high value person? I put a lot of effort into it. And if you knew me 10 years ago versus today, I put a lot of work into that. I no longer slash people by their throats. I absolutely make decisions. And you know what I say most of all? Asia, what could you have done better? Just because this person did this doesn't mean I gave you the right to do that. Because if you want to truly be a good person, you're not going to match your energy, right? Because you're better. So how come it wasn't okay when they did it, but it's okay when you did it? Things like that, to me, is what makes a high value woman. You're not a high value woman. I never said to men. I never said in relationships in my post. I just said, is it a blessing or a curse? And to me, when I think about it in every space thing that you're in. How humble are you? How open are you? How willing are you? Right? How understanding are you that it don't always feel good, but if it's something that you want from somebody else, to Elisa's point, where do you bring it to the table so that you can get that as well? Right? I don't want my friends to show up for me, but I don't show up for them. We really need to start thinking about the things that we're doing to both of their points and how that translates into the world. according to what the man said. I don't need a man to tell me I'm great. I actually want a woman to tell me that I'm great. And this the reason why it's so impactful. Think about when we was in junior high, right? And remember when we got split and all the boys was in on one track and all the girls was on one track? The women paid attention to us and felt like we needed to be separated and they needed to pour into us. How many people are just pouring into people anymore? Everybody wants all the things you're saying you don't want. These are the things that we want them, but we have convinced ourselves, and it's normal. We don't want to be hurt no more. You don't want to go through certain things. It's not just relationships, because you learn hurt from your daddy that wasn't there. You learn hurt from your mama that might have been there doing the wrong thing. That auntie, that uncle. Stop putting this shit on the man that you're dating or the woman that you're dating.
Right.
A lot of this shit came before them, and then you put that into a relationship, and you're holding them accountable. You might need to double back and tell your mama you don't like her, and why. I had to tell my mom some things I didn't like. It's the reality, and my mom welcomed those things because you're not perfect as a parent. Like Elise said, like I've said, like Kasha said, be true to yourself. Follow what you need. Nobody has a blueprint, but what we can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, because it's consistent, is be true to yourself. If you want to fight for that relationship until you don't have teeth, it's your relationship. Because you leaving that relationship when you're not ready is going to do more damage. Okay? People that love you, you need to understand, though. They're going to say the things that we have said to each other. Notice we're all still sitting here. Notice we're all still sitting here because my truth for you is because I love you and because I know everything. But when you come back at me and say, but that's still I want. Okay, bitch, well, let's take a shot. It's just that simple because there's no judgment. Like Elise said, we've all done it. You're like, yeah, we have. Why are you embarrassed? If you followed your heart, you followed your heart. That's it at the end of the day. Should you think you're high value? I'll go ahead and be honest. No, you shouldn't if you're not. If you're not putting in the work, sis, how can you consider? That's the problem. What did we say? The feeling like you're entitled. You put yourself on this pedestal that you didn't earn. That's not fair. And equally the same, don't put me, as in Asia, on a pedestal and want me to stay on it. You didn't tell me none of your requirements. I didn't even choose to be there. Let people be who they are. That's just the bottom line.
For me, I know y'all love me. So y'all gonna gas me up. Y'all better. I'm y'all cheerleaders. Those in my life, I'm their cheerleaders. But it does matter to me what my man thinks of me. He thinks I'm a good woman.
Right.
Because his actions going to reflect
Right.
it. I don't care if a woman outside of it thinks I'm a good woman. I don't care if my girlfriend. They're gonna gas me. That's their job. Better. But it matters to me, and it holds weight when my man feels good about being with me. When he feels proud about being with me. He feels that he can show me off because I'm good to him. He feels that his day is better because he has a good woman. He feels that his value has elevated because he has a good woman that stands behind him. That matters to me. But as far as other women, no, my girlfriends, I want to make sure that I'm a good friend to you, a good sister to you. Right. But as far as relationship, the only person that matters is the person you're in a relationship with. According to how they treat you, that lets you know.
Kasha, that's not true. Because we have actually checked each other about stuff that we've seen.
But that's who we choose.
No. I don't mean that. I mean, like, when I made a mistake, you'd be like, Asia, dang, you could have said that different. It matters.
We hold each other accountable.
Oh.
That's it. In our friendship,
but I value what you said to
exactly what I'm saying. In our friendship, we hold each other accountable. Right. But if you tell me I'm a good woman, I can't go out there and expect niggas to treat me good because they said I'm a good woman. So no,
right.
The man I'm dealing with, his actions towards me reflects how good I am. Right. The man that I attract reflects how good I am. I can think I'm a bad bitch all day, but if I am attracting the average Joes, I'm an average bitch, obviously.
Or maybe you only go to Denny's.
And so for all the women, we outnumber men. That's just the math.
Kasha, quit telling these people they're gonna die single.
If you
don't tell them that. This is not your don't make them, they're gonna be sad.
You should be sad. But you shouldn't. Because the numbers against you. If there's 10 men, the one that you want, 10 high value men, And if 30 bitches,
What if they don't want a high value man? They're okay with KFC.
you gotta compete.
What if they don't
Men-
want? They don't care.
They don't care about your money. They don't care about your degree. They don't care about any of that.
So,
First thing that attracts men is how you look.
but what if they fly as fuck and they work at McDonald's? They don't
You
have
might win against this with me because you might stroke their ego.
exactly.
But looks, I'm winning. For right now,
Period.
not all of them. But I'm saying,
At least it's laughing from it out.
you have to care about your body appearance. You care about your health. You care about
How
your
you
weight.
carry your.
That's what guys care about initially when they look at you. They get your foot in the door. That looks is not everything.
Way to subjective is
You gotta have
because
everything.
I ain't never been single. I ain't never followed no man. I ain't never chased down no man. My husband is not the only man that proposed. I've been offered trips. I've been offered several things, and I don't do strange things for change. I don't just offer men to my house. I don't give head. I don't buy. It's just out there like that.
Oh, but your husband, he get ahead.
Anytime we want it.
Okay, I'm like,
I don't buy men. I don't.
randoms don't give head. No. But her, I'm making sure that he's good. You know, I'm about to tell you. We hold each other
You don't
accountable.
care about him. Wait, what it means?
I gotta ask him.
What
I
I'm
got some
saying
tricks.
is, I need to correct her because my shit is BBW. I am BBW. I used to be 2 times his size, but guess what?
She improved herself.
First of all, it ain't improvement. It was because my back. I
What's
was
your back?
comfortable who I was.
I know your back hurt, but I didn't know that. Anyways, whatever Adrian wants, I want. I love her. She's beautiful. I'm inspired by her. You know I gas you all day. But I just
Oh
want
my God.
women in
Point
general.
is, weight don't mean that you're not gonna have no good
Women-
but you can't go for the one that wants something. If you see him dating Paula Abdul all the time, you cannot look like.
I'm not skinny. I'm 5
All
foot,
I'm
100
saying is,
at the food.
if that's what he likes, don't go for him and then think that he's gonna be extra juiced up about you. That's not what falls in line with
Women, the odds are against us. These niggas is
The
cheating.
odds are against strong.
They being picky. You have to compete. Someone feel like they don't.
I don't
You
compete
do.
with nothing, but you better be on your A game.
Okay. I don't mind competing for what I want, who I want. But
Since I'm not competing,
some of us
compete like how.
are gonna die with a dog
But you
or a
quit
cat.
telling these people they're gonna die with a dog or a cat.
They are.
But you
If
don't
it's
have to
kids-
tell them. We don't know which
This
one.
is what we here for. Tell the truth, right?
Huh? Who said I tell the truth to that point?
They won't tell the truth about my shit, right? I should live up to God's standard, but when I'm just giving general information, now they want to, spare them. They want to spare me, they friends. Feelings crush over here.
What in the world? We sacrifice.
All I'm just saying is people need to be realistic. I don't think that anybody can get a man. Date at your level and understand what your level is.
What does date
Of
at your
course,
level mean?
every woman wants security.
Did that mean we shouldn't have had the type of men we have? Because we've had some very, we've had some men.
I set up for good sex. With a relationship, you go. Yes, sex is. Anyway, good orgasm is hard to come by. They can act front, whatever. But in relationship, I had great men that take care of me, and it was mutual. Men automatically gonna fuck up in some way, obviously. But for the rest of the women that's looking, if you want a Bentley, if you want a Benz, and they tell you no, what you gonna do? You're gonna make more money. You're gonna improve your credit.
Okay.
If you want a certain man, they tell you no, and you're not getting it. Improve. How do you improve? Your looks, your mannerism, how you speak, how you hit.
Some of y'all sound dumb as shit. I'm not
Dude.
gonna lie.
If you want it, if you want marriage, if you want a certain type, do the work. That's all I'm saying.
I can
Do
appreciate that.
the work. If I see someone of quality, if I see someone of standard, and I want him, I have no problem putting in the effort. However, if I don't see you, like, I ain't choosing you.
You gonna read your book?
Huh?
You gonna read your book?
Oh, so before we end, because we are closing, because we gotta talk shit for real. Not for real, but I mean like personal shit. And women, do not be telling your homegirl's business when you're not friends somewhere, okay? Or because you get a YouTube channel, you want to go viral. Don't do it. Kasha wrote a book. So I have put this book on my page before. I also put an excerpt of her reading one of the pieces. I personally love the book. I haven't found anybody that doesn't love the book. I personally feel like she told all my fucking business. But I think that's the point of a good author, is that you connect to it, and that is very good. So if you can see, okay, anyway.
I listen to you.
I need to read.
I just want y'all to know,
Then
I don't listen to many people. AJ bossed me around.
You
I'm a
still
motivator.
You still listen?
I'm a motivator.
This is here. I wrote a book. I published a book, of course,
Hello.
about my life.
It's not
And if
about
you want to know more about Kasha,
it.
if you want to know about the Black culture, if you want to be inspired about Black love, you want some ratchet shit, it's in here.
Well rounded.
I'm too drunk to read.
Oh,
I am.
you are?
Yes. I'm too drunk to read. But for those that have bought the book, those have emailed me
It's really good.
and have given me a salary, another income for the past, like, oh my God, I'm forever humble and grateful. I'm so glad that I stepped out of fear and published this book. I'm grateful for my friends that support me. AJ has been hyping me up forever. Now, I think that's what really matters about the quality of the person you are, the team you have. I literally have a group of people that love me and fuck with me and I fuck with them. I don't have to question, should I give it this person? Should I do for this person? Should I have? She got me and I got her. You already know. I got you. But for those that have bought the book, that have supported me, that I don't even know, I appreciate you and I thank you. This is my heart. It's very vulnerable.
You feel like you're reading yourself. I'm telling you. I like it. This is why I like it. Before Elise reads, pick what you want her to read.
Wait, you read?
Elise is gonna read it. So pick.
Oh, you gonna read?
She said
You say yes.
I can see.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I've been
This is why I
drinking.
love the books,
I've been
right?
drinking.
And this is why this channel is here.
At least you can read whatever.
No, you have to pick what you
You have to
want.
pick.
You have to pick. You're the host.
So it's like Amen. Oh, wow. Let's do this one.
Oh, sure.
I picked. Jesus
Power.
said, no, Jesus said it. I just said. Oh, this is why I like the book, and this is why I think this channel is going to be amazing. It's because I talk about the things that you really actually go through in your life. I'm holding the women accountable, giving women point of view, because again, a woman could tell a woman, a man could tell a man, and then the outside is the extra upon that. But we are the foundation. That's number one. Number two is the holding each other accountable and to know you're not the only one. So you feel like certain things, but some shit hurt to your core. And Jesus, you feel like if you tell anybody, they ain't nobody gonna understand. And the first person you tell, they like, baby, let me tell you.
I just want to give another shout out to Chloe, my cousin, because when we first did it, it was me. Chloe, I love you. You ignorant, but I love you. Remember this.
Love and honor. Okay. At least take us.
So I'm reading how. How do you do that? Open a door that I purposely locked myself in. No, I'm not a bitter woman. I'm just trying to protect my heart. Why are you doing this? Tearing my brick wall down. My heart is a refugee. The land of love has rejected me. What is your point of shining light into this dark, hollow space? Love doesn't live here anymore. No, I'm not trying to make you pay for what another man did. I'm just afraid of the deja vu, the repeat cycle. I retired from the business of loving broken men just to end up cut. I'm done being a healer just to end up licking my own wounds. I'm over being a giver just to be left unused. No, I'm not a bitch. I'm just trying to save myself from lies, heartache, STDs, toxic masculinity, and side chicks. I know there are good men out there, but those are not the men I've been attracting. So until I heal from the blockage that keeps me from experiencing genuine love, I'd rather remain single instead of using you as a rebound, knowing damn well I'm emotionally unavailable.
Oh, ironic opportunity. Just telling you.
The Lord asked me shit. Yeah.
No, the Lord lays.
the Lord said.
So that is going to wrap up our night. For me and my girls, we could go on and on forever. They will absolutely be back on. But to end the show, and I don't know where watching.
But I just want to say,
Okay.
Asia, Asia, I love you and I appreciate you. Asia is a grinder. She has a big heart. She has her YouTube. She has several businesses. She always makes time for people that she loves. She's been telling me to do this forever. I'm super shocked because I know I get drunk. And I'm going to tell y'all the real. I'm not professional when it comes to this environment. But I support my friend, and this is how much I love her. I'm stepping out my element because I love her. And that's what you do for people that you love. But, huh?
It's your element.
It is. I saw that. That's how the fellas feel.
Now,
No,
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
But just unreal. Angel, thank you for having me. Thank you for believing in me. I didn't even want to put my poem on here because I'm just very nonchalant. I should be promoting. But I love you. You are inspiring, and you're a great friend, a great woman.
And great woman.
I'll
She's a
tag
great
you for that
woman.
later.
I love you too.
At least I love you too. I'm gonna tell you some shit later.
Oh, I got you.
This ain't your show. This ain't your show.
This ain't your show. Run it back.
But we are friends for what?
Shit.
What?
You was 14, 13, 12.
I don't even know how.
Keep bringing it back.
This the 44-year club. Black don't crack. Y'all remember that? Fuck that 40% off. For the right one, I might get a discount. Like,
God. Are you closing your show? Are you closing? Oh my God.
I'm trying to get you views. This how I do. Anyway, but at least I love you too. But it's ain't the show. It's ain't the show.
We know. At least
So this is okay. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with everybody. I would like to thank these are not my guests, these are my family. So I would like to thank them for coming on and being willing to be so very honest. Well, it's a little nectar. Thank you guys for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you would like to have them back, send us $5 donations to Cash App. I don't have Cash App, but
This is it.
send it to a needy child. I don't know. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
Kasha's book will be linked below. Thank you. Good night.
Hope we answer your questions. I don't know.
If we didn't, just put them in the comments. Kasha.
That's the chocolate.
Next your chocolate. But it's the end button.
You told her?
Huh? Right.
It's the big red button.
No, I see it. I see it.